Hey guys, have you ever thought about how do you have a culture that thrives? How do you have a business that continues to grow and that the atmosphere, everything is just going smooth? There is one great gold nugget that we live by in our business that as we have implemented, as we have lived by it and stayed true to it, you start to see a lot of great growth in your business. So stick with me on this video so we can break it down so that you can succeed and grow your business. Now, while you're here, hit that subscribe button. Also hit the bell so that it alerts you when we upload fresh new content. Now let's get right to the video.
Ain't never gonna stop this fire.
I can't believe this business is so incredible, and if I can do this, every single one of you can do this. Every single one of you.
Something higher. Ain't never gonna stop this fire.
Hey guys, Cody Hofhine with Wholesaling Inc., the #1 wholesaling coaching program in the nation. And I'm excited because we have had some training that we've put into effect for our company right here in Utah that we live by. That if when we do live by, you start to see a lot of growth. You start to see the culture of all of us working together and gelling, and everyone's in flow because of one principle. Now, this is something that we learned from a book. It's called Leadership and Self-Deception. It's by the Arbinger Institute, and it teaches a powerful, powerful principle that's called thinking inside the box, or treating people inside the box or outside of the box. And so I'm gonna break it down, what it is in this book that we learned and that we implement, and we've seen massive, massive amounts of results for the good happen because of this training. So I'm gonna break it down on the whiteboard so we can learn it together. But then most importantly, this video will do nothing for you if you don't turn around and find a way to take action and implement it in your business today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Find a way today to implement these killer strategies, these killer principles that will literally change your business. So let's talk about it. Every one of us, we've experienced some feelings or maybe a prompting, right? And I'm gonna break this down in real time with stories of my own, right? Every one of us, we've had the opportunity to have like a feeling, a thought that comes to our mind of, hey, I should do this today. Maybe the thought is, call your mom today, call your dad today, and just tell them you love them. And there is that feeling, that prompting that says, hey, call your parents, or call your spouse, or call your girlfriend, or call your boyfriend, right? Whatever it is, you've had this feeling or this prompting to do something. Now, from there, you have a choice. You can honor that feeling, you can honor it, or when you don't honor it, this is what's known as self-betrayal. Okay? That's the two choices we have as we get these feelings, as we get these promptings. You honor it and you just go ahead and do it, but sometimes we start to get in our own heads. Oh, but if I call my spouse right now, or if I call my wife right now, she's probably busy with the kids, so you know what? I'm just gonna keep working. I'm just gonna keep doing the things that I'm doing right now because really I think she's gonna be busy and that phone call is gonna be worthless. And instead of honoring it, you betray yourself and go against that feeling or that prompting. Now let's tie it to even like business, right? How many times have you had the feeling or the prompting, and maybe this is for your cold callers, maybe this is for your acquisition managers, or maybe you're a one-man show and you're picking up the phone to talk to leads, and at the beginning of the day you have this feeling, this prompting, I'm gonna treat every phone call with respect. I'm gonna treat every phone call like it's the only phone call I'm gonna get today, and I'm really gonna work this lead. I'm really gonna take time to make sure I don't really just sit there and ask questions about the home or the price, but I spend quality time finding out why they're selling the home, because that's really what we're looking for in wholesaling, is we want to know the story. why are they selling the home? It has nothing to do with real estate. It has all to do with why are you selling that real estate, right? So you're finding the why. And you had this feeling prompting of this perfect picture of today's gonna go this way. So when this lead comes in, I'm gonna take quality care of this individual. Now, when the phone rings, you can honor that and treat that lead with respect and do everything you can to qualify the lead and find out the why and not worry about so much about, oh, if I get $275, you guys can come out and buy my home. No, but you're taking time to look past the home questions and finding out, sir, why would you be willing? It looks like a beautiful home. Why are you considering selling the home? And you start to honor this feeling, this prompting. Or sometimes we get the first phone call and it's a guy that's like, go pound sand, take me off your list. This is garbage. I don't want to see another mail piece in my mailbox ever again. And that's your first phone call. The second phone call, the guy says some swear words and he starts cursing you out. And he's like, you piece of crap, da 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 da, take me off your list. Phone call number 2. Phone call number 3 comes in. And it's another one. Hey, I keep getting these postcards. I'm so sick of you guys. This is the dumbest thing you guys could do. No one's gonna sell you a home. I don't even know why you waste your time. Feel free to keep sending me postcards, but you're wasting your dollars on me. And now you've got 3 phone calls of like negativity. Now number 4 phone call comes in and it's a guy that says, hey, got your postcard and wanna know what is it you're willing to offer on my home. And right away, because you just had 3 phone calls that were very negative and it was very like against everything you wanted to have happen that day, you've been cursed out, you've been told take me off the list, you've been told that you're wasting my time and that you're wasting your money, this is stupid, no one's gonna sell you a home. And so now you start to go against this self-betrayal. Instead of going in with that feeling, that prompting of taking quality care and really qualifying people, maybe you go right to the point and you betray going down the right path of taking care of this client and finding out why they're selling the home. It's like, I don't know, what are you selling your home for? Well, I don't know, your guys is the one that sent me the postcard. Great, you got my postcard, so tell me, why'd you call me then? And you start to go off this negative feeling. And now the guy's like, you know what? Bag it. I don't want to work with you. You sound like a scumbag, right? And now your 4th call just went kapooey, right? It's just garbage. Now, was it because the lead was not great? Or was it because you betrayed yourself and you went against that feeling or prompting? Let's break it down. When you betray yourself, you start to put yourself what's called in the box. And now you're seeing people as objects and you're not seeing people as people. So when you treat someone like an object, that's when you started matching, you started being like a bad tone. You're like, I don't know, you called me, how much you want to sell your home for? And you start to be negative and you're looking at the person as an object and you're not treating him as an individual, as a person. So that's called inside the box. When you treat individuals as people, that's called outside of the box. And maybe I'll draw a little drawing right here. Outside the box. When you're treating individuals as people, as individuals, you're thinking outside the box. Now, when you're inside the box, you start to say, oh, these leads suck. Right? Oh, waste of time. Waste of money. And you start to build up all this anger. And you're like, man, the leads today are awful. The list that I mailed to is awful. The postcard that I'm sending just stinks. Now, when did these feelings happen? And you got to rewind now. When did these feelings start to happen? Did they happen after you betrayed yourself? Or did these feelings come about before you betrayed yourself? If you're honest with yourself, these feelings that you're talking about, waste of time, waste of money, or awful list, horrible leads, the leads suck, came after you betrayed that feeling or prompting. And now that you betrayed yourself, you're looking for ways to justify your feelings, your reaction. I'm acting this way because the leads do suck. Or I'm acting this way because the list is awful, the postcard is not good, direct mail's dead. You're doing anything, you're trying to find every excuse out there so that you can justify how you're reacting right now in this moment. So what you need to remember, had you honored your feeling or prompting of taking care of every lead that came in like it's the only lead you're gonna get, and you're gonna spend quality time finding out why they're selling the home versus just listening to the surface stuff about the home, and you treat those individuals as a person and you think outside the box and you're treating them as an individual, had you just honored that feeling and prompting, you would have never had this experience. So keep this in mind as you go throughout your day, maybe even at home. I want this video to be more powerful than just your wholesaling business. Think of how many times you might have betrayed yourself or betrayed a feeling or prompting with just your home life. I can think of one that actually is very similar to the one that's in the book by Leadership and Self-Deception, is this. Let's rewrite the whole thing. So this is just one scenario of many scenarios that happen in the wholesaling business. Think of acquisitions, dispositions, and are you thinking outside the box and treating people as people? Or are you inside the box and just treating them as objects, and then you try to find all the faults to really justify that I'm right. The way I'm feeling right now, the way I'm reacting, it's because of this. It's because of these leads. It's because of the list. It's because of the postcard. It's because direct mail's not good. Now let's tie this. I want this to help you guys for more than just your wholesaling business. Think about your own personal life. And I will share a story that happened very, not too long ago, 10 years ago, but a very real prompting and feeling. We just had our first boy, Bentley. He's now 10 years old, but when he was a baby, he was very colicky and he had acid reflux. And so during the night, we'd have to prop him up on this little like wedge. But if the wedge ever moved, he would go back flat and he'd get the acid reflux and he'd start crying all through the night. And so I remember sitting there one night, I'm in bed, I'm asleep, and Bentley starts to cry. Now, Wendy, my poor wife, was exhausted during this time because she was always waking up to feed the baby. She was always waking up to rock the baby. And so I'm sitting there one night, Bentley starts to cry. I wake up, and instantly I had a feeling or a prompting that told me, take care of Bentley tonight. Let your wife sleep. So I had this real feeling, this real prompting. I'm like, you know what, I should get up and take care of Bentley tonight. Now the thing is, I could have just had the choice to honor it and go do it. Or, just like our last one, this self-betrayal, where you betray yourself and you don't act upon that feeling or that prompting. Such was the case with this one. And I'll never do it again because of this experience. But I betrayed that feeling and prompting. I didn't get up. What I did was sit there in bed, and I'm staring at the ceiling, and now he's been crying for a minute, and I know my wife's awake, but we're both kind of sitting there, not either one of us saying it, because she's probably hoping, Cody, come on, like I'm really tired, get up. But we're not saying it. We're not physically talking to each other about this. So I'm sitting there, and going through my mind, I'm thinking, because I betrayed myself, I put myself in the box, and instead of looking at my wife as an individual and as a person, I treat her now as an object, and now I try to find faults to justify my self-betrayal. So during this moment, all of a sudden I'm like, no, I have to work 40 hours this week. She can take care of Bentley. She can get up because I'm gonna have to work hard. I'm the provider of the family. Or there's thoughts that go to your head and it's like, get up, quit being lazy, right? Now, I would never suggest you ever call your spouse lazy. Not a good word. But in my mind, I'm thinking, get up, the baby's crying and I'm too busy. This week is gonna be a busy week and I have important meetings, right? Now here's the thing. When did these feelings arrive? Did they arrive after I betrayed my prompting? Or did these feelings arrive before I betrayed my feelings and promptings? Again, I have to be honest with myself. I would have never justified my action by saying I'm gonna be working 40 hours. I never would have called my wife lazy or irresponsible or a bad mom had I just honored my feelings and promptings to help Wendy out. Had I honored it, I would have been outside of the box, seeing her as a person, seeing her truly as an individual that I genuinely want to serve, I genuinely love, and I want her to honestly get a break because she's been up so much with Bentley. But I didn't. I betrayed it. And now I start to find faults in my wife to justify all of the feelings I'm feeling, to justify my betrayal. So I want you guys to think about this as you go through, and whether you're a one-man show with wholesaling, whether you have a team in place and you have an acquisition manager or an acquisition team, or you have a disposition team, or you have an assistant, or you have even just virtual assistants, your VAs. How are you viewing these people as you lead and guide them? As you help them grow and as you help your company become better, are you treating them as individuals, or are you treating these individuals as objects? And you start to find all these faults in them, and it's more a dictatorship. It's more of like, no, get out there and do this. You got to go do this. Like, quit being lazy. I know it's another meeting, but that's what we do because we want to grow. Or when you have your feelings and promptings saying, gosh, instead of firing someone today, instead of firing my virtual assistant, I'm actually going to take the time and talk to this individual and say, hey, how are things going? How do you like it so far at the company? Do you feel like you have the direction you need to really succeed in this business, or do you feel like there's a lack of communication? And you have these feelings saying, hey, instead of just surprising them with a fire, maybe I should really sit down and have this feeling and prompting to just ask them, how are things going? How's my communication with you? Do you really understand your job, like your task, your responsibilities? And you start to view them as people. And you'll see that when they are treated as individuals, as people, they too will start to be individuals that think outside the box and treat the rest of the culture, or every client that calls in, or every seller, motivated seller that calls in, with respect. And they'll start to see them as individuals and as people, versus blaming the leads, versus blaming the direct mail or the direct mail list. Instead of finding faults and betraying themselves, they see from the leader, the owner, that when you honor your feelings and promptings, they too are going to honor their feelings and promptings when they have certain thoughts come to their mind and they act upon it. This is how you build a successful business. I hope this has been something that makes sense. It's really the short version of what leadership and self-deception will teach you. If you have not read that book, I would highly recommend today you get on Amazon or you go to Barnes & Nobles and go and buy Leadership and Self-Deception, and it's by the Arbinger Institute. Go get that today. It'll break this down. And if you live by this principle at home, away, at business, at church, wherever, as long as you obey that right there, that principle, you'll see true growth in your life. You'll see growth in your relationships, growth in your business, growth mentally, growth spiritually. All the areas of your life will start to grow. And then it rubs off onto each one of your team members. I hope this has made sense. What I want you to do is comment down below, what is a moment? Now this is the vulnerability side. You know me, I love to have those moments of failure, have those moments of mistakes, because those end up being my biggest coaching moments, my biggest takeaways where I become someone better. I want to have you share with me in the comments down below, what moment have you betrayed, okay? Not honor, but Get vulnerable with me. When is a time you have betrayed a feeling or prompting, and because of it, it put you inside the box and a bad result happened because of it? Share down below. I would love to hear your stories, because every one of us that read these comments, we're gonna learn from your story. We're gonna learn from your mistakes, learn from your failures, so that each one of us can be stronger without having to go through the same experience. Also, while you're here, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so that it alerts you when we upload fresh new content, and I'll see each one of you on our next YouTube video. Take care, guys.